Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming today to talk about our FY26 strategy for the company. I'm Emily Herrick, and I am your new Director of Strategy. Thank you for the warm welcome these past few weeks. I've really enjoyed getting to know all of you, and I'm looking forward to working with you on this upcoming strategy for the next year. So what we're going to talk about today, we'll start with where are we now as a company in an organization, our guidelines for the team, the FY26 strategy, how we're going to link, leverage, and align our assets to support that strategy, our team members, the meaningful and measurable outcomes that we're going to define later, and what I owe you as the Director of Strategy and manager of this whole team and process, and then everyone's responsibilities in the next meeting. All right, so straight into where are we now as a company? So our current mission is to ignite a universal passion for reading by creating books for everyone. We believe that books and the stories and ideas they hold have the unique capacity to connect us, change us, and carry us toward a better future for generations to come. So our main strategy needs to get after this, which we have been doing a good job so far. We have more than 300 independent publishing imprints across the organization and also over 10,000 employees across the globe. So our previous efforts have gone far, and now we need to look towards the future and expanding that even more, particularly as readers evolve and change. So next, going into our team guidelines, so as the Director of Strategy and again managing this process, I vow to you and I will maintain a safe space for our creative and great conversations, for our creativity and great conversations to occur. So I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to feel open to sharing ideas, and I want to build a good team space for us to do this important work. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to do that by ensuring respect and appreciation for all team members are involved. Again, no question or idea is too out of the box. So ideas are welcome here. Points of view and perspective are welcome here. And I really am relying on your all's expertise in your various fields and parts of the company to help us build a meaningful strategy that's going to actually create positive outcomes. Along with that, I'm going to ask that we all fail forward. What that means that there's no punishment for trying something new or taking accepted risks. You are absolutely, especially once as a team we decide on trying something, you are never going to be punished for trying a creative idea or proposing, an out-of-the-box idea either. So with that, I really want us to try to be innovative here, to see where the company's been, and then look at what we're trying to do and see where we can go from here. And then finally, I will define the clear responsibilities and roles and have clear communication with you as a team. So we'll get into that a little bit later in the presentation, but I just want to say that up front that I'm here to provide that structure for you all and that space for us to have a really good project and successful team this year. So moving right along into the FY26 strategy. So this is what we've been tasked to come up with and execute this year. The board met, and they are actually concerned with the rise of e-readers, virality of books online, so all of the hype and the various social media trends and shortened timelines for publishing books that we're seeing with the popularity of these books online. So that's part of it. And then how readers taste, it all boils down to how readers' tastes and reading patterns are evolving. So again, with the different ways of consuming this content, our readers are younger. Our readers have very defined tastes. They know what they like, they know what they don't like, and they are building their own communities in reading patterns and evolving the hobby essentially over the online network. So with that, it's time that we started adjusting our strategy to factor that in. So overall, I pose the question to you: in a world where our readers are changing, how do we fill their needs and foster community? I want everyone to just take a second and think about that, because that is the heart of where we're going with this. All right, does anyone want to share? Yep, absolutely. Excellent input. I think we're all on the same page as far as some great ideas for this. And this is a complex problem. It's not meant to be solved, it's not meant to be easy at all. So that's why I have all of you here, and you are also skilled and ready to take this on with me. So thank you for that. Okay, so with that, what assets does Penguin Random House have in place? And when I pose this question, I want you to think about your section of the company specifically. What assets do you have in place that support the current strategy? And how, going back to that question, how can they be potentially linked, leveraged, realigned even, to foster community and fill our readers' changing needs? Okay, so this is where the work begins. If you can, before the next meeting, I'll need everyone to source your sections to identify existing assets that we have. And again, with input ideally on how you think it could be realigned or leveraged or linked together to meet our strategy. The next meeting, we will go through these assets and see how we can bring them together to support our strategy that we're about to talk about. And along with that, I ask that you bring at least one idea to the table for this. So again, taking into account everyone else's inputs and assets available. How do you think yours plays into theirs, and where can we go with all of these assets? Okay, next we're going to cover our team. So I've carefully selected this team based on all of your expertise and again your experience in the company, and I am so happy that all of you have been willing and even excited to participate in this. So of course we have all of our regional directors on the line for the U.S. Thank you for being here today, especially the Pacific. I know it's early for you all. And again, open to that feedback. We're going to try to adjust the meeting as needed. But we have all of them on the line. We have our communications manager, Stephanie, on the line. We have in the room our legal officer and general counsel. We have the chief revenue officer online as well. Our human resources manager representative is also here to speak to the manning and the again, resources available to us for all of our different processes. And then we have some team mentors that have graciously stood up to help us. Miss Amanda Diaz-Cierno. She is over the Penguin House audio section. And Miss Jen Loha from Penguin Young Readers. And we asked Miss Amanda and Miss Jen to be here and mentor our team, specifically because of their sections and the changing environment and preferences of the readers. So our readers are younger than ever before, and the audio books and ebooks have exploded over the past few years. So I wanted their experience and input to help guide our ideas. So moving into the actual strategy and how we are going to identify projects that we can use to get after our strategy and our question we posed at the beginning. This chart on the right is called a 2x2. So it really just helps us prioritize and provides a visual for everyone to see where our different projects and ideas are as far as feasibility. So that link at the top there is actually the active link to our 2x2. I have these ones up here. I've left that one blank, so feel free to go in and input any and all of your ideas before the next meeting, and we'll reevaluate. This is a continual process, so please continue to do this. And again, we'll select our first idea based on the lower right quadrant to jumpstart our strategy. The reason for this, I'm thinking if we start with a high impact and easy implemented option, we're gonna be able to A, learn how to work together as a team for the first one, and B, we're gonna be we're gonna get some easy wins at the beginning of the year so that we can then tackle some of the tougher to implement options that we have available to us. So again, thank you for those who did submit ideas. Here were the ideas that we submitted. So in the end, it looks like C, collaborating with authors' accounts for exclusive content, is going to be our first big project. And we will get to these other ones as well. We're just going to start with this one. So with that, we need to identify some meaningful and measurable outcomes for this project and this idea. So to that, I asked Ms. Stephanie, what is our current social media engagement metrics? What form and platform of content is most viewed and well received? And any other input that you have to add, Ms. Stephanie. Thank you for your input. All right. Thank you again. Exactly the input and information we need to come up with a measurable outcome. So it seems like for us, we are going to, for the Authors Collab series at least, we're going to shoot for 25% more engagement on our social media metrics for it. And I think we really need to focus on Instagram and Book Talk, so TikTok and Instagram for that. Since, as Ms. Stephanie said, seems like those short video content options, breaking it into clips is the highest engagement that we get as a company. And again, so this comes from my time in the military, but supported for this goal is going to be Miss Stephanie, our communications manager. So for each of these projects and ideas, we're going to have one supported person who's the project lead, and then the rest of us are going to be expected to help support that person in this outcome. Sound good? All right. And finally, what I owe you. So again, as the director of strategy and the manager of this whole process, I owe you an inclusive, healthy, and collaborative team environment where everyone is valued and heard. I do hope you already feel that, but we are going to continue to foster that as we go along. So again, please have basic respect, and everyone here is valued. So thank you for coming and being a part of this. And then I will be giving clear intent from the board as we move through these projects and strategies. Their next meeting is going to be, I believe, in 4 weeks. So we'll be briefing them and keeping them apprised of our progress so far and where we're headed. And at any point, they could come down and say, hey, we actually want to focus on this instead. If that is the case, it's all right. We'll just reevaluate and we'll keep going. And then, of course, I'll have clear communication across our team, and that's up, down, and laterally across. So I'll make sure that we have that structure at least in place, and that everybody is able to, get on these meetings at times that we're not just skewing it towards the Eastern Standard Time folks, and that we're able to all meaningfully contribute to this team. Okay, so finally, the team's responsibilities and our next meeting. So for the team, what I ask from you is commitment, your buy-in, and your trust. So that's trust of the team, that's trust of where we're headed, and your commitment to actually participating and trying to make this as successful as possible. I ask for early and often communication, especially from project leads, like as you are moving through these goals that we're trying to get after. Please keep us apprised of any challenges, roadblocks, or any issues at all. Reach out. We have the network of this team for a reason, because everybody is skilled in their own specific area and ways. So we're here to help. Please use everyone. Also, establishing that feedback loop. So I want 360-degree feedback. So I'll be sure to provide feedback for you all on either the project or how I think our team is working together or moving. But I ask the same back from you as well. So please don't shy away from providing that feedback. I really want to improve and make sure that our team is getting better as we move through this strategy this year. And then responsibilities for the next meeting and also for the rest of this time. I again ask that you support the project lead for each idea that we implement. And for the next meeting specifically, that you provide an assets list from your sections, along with at least one idea on how to align or leverage them for our goal. So with that, our next meeting is going to be 28 October. That's in 2 weeks. So that gives you a little bit of time to come up with those assets and think up of some ideas and some future adds to the 2x2. Other than that, are there any questions? All right, thank you so much. Have a great day. And of course, my sources.